guys, we are back for another Dokkan battle video. Probably what I'm gonna try and do is get at least one of these no item red zone challenges out. Like once per day, we'll get one of these done. Today we're gonna do Majin Vegeta's team, sweeping the Dragon Ball Heroes red zone. Now, Majin Vegeta has one of the worst 200% teams, and people really need to understand, like a majority of the really good characters came out in 2022. So, like, Majin Vegeta's team, I feel like just doesn't have very many buffs from 2022 compared to other teams, right? It's like, you know, a character like Physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku is very busted on release, super crazy, but, you know, now there's been, 20 characters released that are just better than him. And it's like he's mostly like an offensive unit anyway, right? Like if you go through the two categories, Majin Buu Saga and Vegeta family, a lot of them are either limited with restrictions, such as say Great Saiyaman 3, I think a very powerfur unit, but he needs a full time traveler team in order to be truly effective, which Majin Vegeta is not on. The Tech Gohan, S tier Ultimate Gohan, these characters are not on time travelers, right? And of course, like, this team starts with Majin Vegeta, LR Vegeta and Trunks, and then probably Tech Gohan. And LR Great Ape Vegeta, he could get caught, but like if things go well, LR Great Ape Vegeta can perform very well, right? The thing is that Great Ape Vegeta just, he needs ki. This team, this Majin Vegeta team, works at its best if we're hovering at like 70 to 80% HP the whole time. That makes this team just be way more cohesive, as, the Majin Vegetas are generating in orbs. Vegeta and Trunks can heal, the Majin Vegetas get their damage reduction, there's more orbs in the field for characters like Tech Gohan, who don't link up particularly well with like Majin Vegeta. But this team is just very finicky. Bringing characters in to beat these bosses, again, very finicky. Now, I am using Xeno Vegeta here, because, Golden Cooler is a tough int phase and then a tough tech phase. But there's no real, like, crazy gimmicks for Golden Cooler. He's just two tough phases in a row, basically, right? So, with that, I just want to bring, like, powerful int characters or characters who don't really get one shot, especially on a team with Vegeta and Trunks and two Majin Vegetas. I really just don't want to bring characters that get one shot. That's my sort of goal here. Funny enough, we do actually get the INT Vegeta transformation very early. I don't use the 3rd year anniversary LRs very much. Again, those are characters who just feel like I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of them on release, but now, after the year, the EZAs from the 7th anniversary, besides God Goku, certainly there's just a lot better options at this point. I mean, the 7th anniversary is almost a year ago, not really too surprising. But INT Vegeta could put in some work, right? If he's able to get a lot of counters against Golden Cooler, he could do some pretty impressive damage for us. But this is it. This is the Golden Cooler fight. A lot of these runs with this Majin Vegeta team are way longer because it's just we just don't have a lot of great options. And the really good options we do have, again, are primarily defensive units. Vegeta and Trunks can do a lot of damage, but for the most part, this is just a defensive team. All right, next we're moving on to the fight with Fu. This one was a nightmare. This run specifically, it just feels like Fu just keeps us sealed indefinitely. I feel like we pretty much beat Fu just by doing normal attacks. Like, I think physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku doesn't even super attack in Super Saiyan 3 in this run, right? Like we bring him, because of course Fu goes STR phase, then INT phase. Super Saiyan 2 Goku, I think, would get absolutely slapped by this Fu. So we do just have to hide him. One thing that the Heroes Red Zone does well is it does give the bosses powerful type coverage. Maybe not so much the Golden Cooler fight, but the Fu fight and the Cumber fight, these bosses have strong type coverage, right? So that's something we do need to be aware of. We don't really want to get caught, with any physical units in this first phase. Now, Fu has the 2 phases, STR and then INT. His STR phase isn't really super crazy, right? Like, as long as physical Super Saiyan 2 Goku doesn't get caught right here, we probably will be good. I brought AGL Blue Vegeta here just to potentially help us out a little bit in this early phase, and I don't know, I thought of some other units, maybe like Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR. I thought maybe I could try STR Ultimate Gohan, but I decided to try Blue Vegeta. I feel like he does work well. The thing about Blue Vegeta, too, that I was thinking about is that if Fu is going to go crazy with the ceiling, Blue Vegeta, it does 1,000,000 guaranteed additional normals. And that is a character I've built with a lot of crit, because the way I view it is that those characters that do 1,000,000 additional normals, I feel like it's always best to really give them crit so that those normals have impact. So I felt like this Blue Vegeta would actually be able to put in some damage for us if Fu does seal the entire rotation, which I think happens repeatedly. Fu just seals us over and over and over and over again. It's just a very long fight, right, because of Fu's sealing. So we just have to slowly whittle him down. I think sometimes Fu will just, we'll go in here with, LR Final Form Cooler, and Fu doesn't, seal him, and then Cooler just, one-shots him, right? Like, that could happen. Or Fu just seals your entire rotation every single fight. Every single turn, every single fight, right? Which can just take forever. So this Fu fight is particularly long, as we just basically whittle this guy down with normal attacks. Just craziness. So there we go. There is the Fu fight, a fight that takes forever. Alright guys, now we're going up against Cumber. Cumber is definitely a boss that can be very tough, right? I think one of the main reasons, of course, is his strong type coverage. Cumber, you know, his problematic phase is his physical phase, the final phase, which I do think this Cumber fight is actually a legitimate fight up there. Probably not quite as tough as some of the hardest Wicked Bloodline stages. I mean, of course, the stage is not as hard as, like, the core. I think, like, Final Form Cooler is tougher, stuff like that, right? But I do think that this fight is probably, like, Omega level, I feel. Because what can make this tricky is you want to come in here. By the way, perfect. S-Tier Ultimate Gohan doesn't guard right there, but I'm pretty sure he guards the rest of the fight. So it worked out perfectly, S-Tier Ultimate Gohan, right? Not guarding at the start. We can live with that, though, because then he guards in the really, really problematic portions of the fight. But the thing that makes this fight actually pretty tricky is, of course, Cumber is a million damage super attack boss. So, you know, you have to bring very strong defensive characters. I would imagine, I think, like, Gamma 2 probably could survive a super attack from Cumber. I mean, I haven't done the runs yet with the Gamma team. I bet you Gamma 2 will cook this guy and can do it, right? But, you know, there's a lot of, you know, characters who might be strong defensively or type neutral who would basically get one shot by Super Saiyan Cumber. So because of this, you know, you want to bring a lot of STR characters. STR characters are going to be superior in this fight. And that's what opens you up to the Great Ape Cumber, who does his, you know, AoE normal attacks. It's like, this is definitely like a tougher version of the Baby fight for sure. Because remember, Baby, you know, you bring a full physical team and that's the best way to handle that fight. There's no STR phase in there. But here, it's like, you know, you're probably going to have STR units. And then you're going to have to deal with the fact that Cumber, as an AGL boss, is doing these AoE normals, which could do a lot of damage. Like, I did not beat this on my first try of the team. I tried STR Vegeta, and it's like things go well, and then Great Ape Cumber did, you know, 1,000,000 damage to Vegeta in normal attacks. Like, you know, not much I could do. STR Vegeta is a glass cannon character. STR Vegeta can help a lot if you can hide him, right? He is a fraud if he's going to be put in front of attacks. His heal and his scout are still very good. But it's like, you know, Great Ape Cumber bullied him. So I was like, all right. So I busted out Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR. I feel like Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR doesn't even really do too much in this run. But the thing about him is that it's like he's not going to get completely one-shot. He could take a lot of damage, especially if we're not going to get a lot of super attacks for him. Remember, Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR does not stack like Tech Ultimate Gohan does. Tech Ultimate Gohan greatly stacking along with his guard. Very quickly, he's a beast. Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR doesn't work like that. We really need to stack with him a long time before he's very tanky. Now, another issue with Cumber, which can drag this fight on and also be problematic against stacking characters, is that, remember, Cumber does stun at every phase of this fight. So, like, this super right here doesn't matter in stunning Gohan, but it would matter, like, if he supers before you attack, it does matter. Now, I said that super attack doesn't matter. The stun didn't matter since Tech Gohan already super attacked, right? By the way, notice S-Tier Ultimate Gohan, of course, was guarding. Remember that S-Tier Ultimate Gohan, he does have a chance to guard, but once he guards, you've got it for, what, 5 turns? So we're going to be good for the entire AGL Cumber phase, probably. Now, this Cumber, I have not yet confirmed if the first or last phase of Cumber increases his power when he supers. I don't know. But I do know that this Cumber does. He super attacks, and then these AoEs of his hit harder, right? As we saw, S-Tier Ultimate Gohan and Great Ape Vegeta took damage from the AoE after he supered, right? So, like, he stuns, he debuffs, and he raises his power. So, Great Ape Cumber can be problematic depending upon your team build, right? Like, it's like, yeah, if we're coming in here with, you know, Final Form Cooler's team, or LR Vegeta and Trunks' team, we just shit on them and we're laughing. But, like, if we're going to use a weaker 200% team, it could be very tricky in here. Like, this is not just a complete, like, laugh, you know, raffle stomp. Like, Cumber can put in some work depending upon how things go and the options we have on the 200% team. But there we go. There is Majin Vegeta's team finishing out Cumber. and the GT Red Zone. I think I still have the GT Red Zone, and I think I have to do the Wicked Bloodline Red Zone with Majin Vegeta's team still, right? So there's still quite a few Red Zone no-item sweeps coming. I really enjoy doing these, seeing how, you know, a lot of the top characters in the game handle these big bosses, right? Without, you know, like a lot of different, like, external crutches, like items, stuff like that. I really enjoy doing these, so let me know what you guys think of the Majin Vegeta team no-iteming the Dragon Ball Hero Red Zone. Thanks, guys, for watching, and I'll catch you guys next time.